Guys, it's your friend Brendan here once again with a brand new video showcase. Today we're going to talk about, I got my list here, we're going to talk about the season premiere of The Flash, Arrow, and Supernatural. I'll give some ratings news on that. I'll talk a little about The Heroes Reborn. I'll talk about Daniel Craig and what he's been saying lately. Excuse me, itchy. My ear is itchy. I'll talk about the TNA Impact, Total Lots of Action Impact. Matt Hardy controversy, and I'll give some tips on how to improve WWE. First off, I think I'll say this. I have gotten to see a little bit of Heroes Reborn. I think I got to see the first 3 or 4 episodes. I think it's very good so far. I was a big fan of the original show back in the day, so I think the new show is pretty cool. I like that Noah Bennett is once again the had sound in my bed there. I like that Noah Bennett is once again the main focus of the show. And it has to do with what happened to his daughter and stuff that. And I like that. We may see Claire pop up again later. Don't be surprised if she's played by a different actress since the original actress is busy or doesn't want to come back again. So, but they're lost. So, but yeah, well, I think it was really cool. It has to do with how the heroes the new heroes of the new show are pretty much outlaws. They're on the run from this radical group that's trying to kill them. And one of them was played by Zachary Levi from Chuck, who I think is one of the best actors recently. And he was also in Thor 2. And he hosts a show on Sci-Fi Channel called Geeks Who Drink. He's actually a very good actor. And he wanted to do something different than Chuck. He wanted to do something darker and more serious and stuff like that. I'd say with Heroes Reborn, he's pretty much got it. So, but I think it's a pretty good show. The first season of the original one was always my favorite. I like the Save the Cheerleader, Save the World, and how they had to stop Sylar and stuff. And it's kind of sad that they don't have Sylar, and they don't have Claire, and they don't have, other people from the original show in there. Fixing my phone here. But, I'm glad to see that they opened it up and have new heroes. And it's like a 12-issue, it's like a 12-part miniseries. So I'll see what happens if they do it again. I'd imagine they might do a second season. Because ratings have been very good for it. It's been their biggest ratings hit in that time slot in a long time on Thursday night. So I think it's really cool that it's brought back. And I was skeptical when I first heard about the new Heroes Reborn TV show, the miniseries coming up. But I think it's really good. I didn't get to see it this past Thursday night because I was watching Ridiculous this season premiere. So I'm going to try to catch episode 4, which I think is called The Needs of the Mini. I'll try and see that on demand. Hopefully ABC's usually pretty good about putting the shows up on demand and stuff. And by the way, I did get to see the Doctor Who episodes from last week and this week. I thought it was very good. It was kind of confusing. Like most time travel stuff. I thought it was really cool. Corey Taylor from Slipknot played the Fisher King. He was the bad guy in the episode. And how the Doctor deals with him and stuff. The Doctor is a nice guy, but you don't screw around with Time Lords. I'll tell you that right now. You don't mess around with the Time Lords, so don't mess with him. But I thought it was a really good episode. And like I said, Heroes Reborn is a very good very good show. I'm glad they brought it back and stuff. Yeah, definitely check it out. It's on Thursday nights at 8, 7 Central, so I can watch it after SmackDown's over. And I thought it was really good. The first 3 episodes have been really good, so I'll see what they do for the next couple ones, and check it out on demand. I'm sure it'll probably be up on Netflix by the time the season is over. So see that. But next up we got The Flash, Arrow, and Supernatural all came back for season premieres. All 3 season premieres were very good. The shocker endings of all 3 shows were really cool. Jay Garrick showing up, which we knew Jay Garrick was going to show up, so it's not a spoiler. Jay Garrick showing up on The Flash was really cool. Like the new suit that they gave him with the white circle in the middle with the lightning bolt, which I thought was really, really fantastic. The Flash having to deal with Atom Smasher, who is one of the bad guys from another universe, and figuring out that someone named Zoom sent him to him, Professor Zoom. I don't know if it's Professor Zoom or just Zoom, who's going to be played voice-wise by Tony Todd. And I guess he's going across other dimensions and killing speedsters because he wants to be the only speedster in existence and stuff like that. So he's not a nice dude. He is a mean son of a gun too. He's nasty. If you thought Reverse Flash was bad, oh my! If you thought Reverse Flash was bad, wait till you see Zoom. Because I've read some of the books he's been in. He is a nasty son of a gun. So That's all I'll say about that. I thought that the season premiere was really cool. Ratings were down a little bit, but wasn't anything to be, worried about. We're not, I'm sure people are gonna like what they do with Doctor Who and stuff that, which is my friend Leah. Hi, Leah. My friend Leah and I are both big fans of Doctor Who, and she likes stuff like The Flash and stuff that, which is really cool. She likes Rescue. I'll get to Rescue a little bit. But yeah, I think it's really good. I think Flash has done a really good show, so far this season. It's only been episode 1, and so I think it's done really well. I like how they kind of connected it, to Arrow this season too a lot more and stuff like that. We'll see them do crossovers a little bit more too, which is going to be really cool. That sets up for Legends of Tomorrow, which is going to be neat. The Arrow season premiere I thought was very good. I mean, it felt like a total relaunch of everything like that. He's loving his domestic situation with Felicity. He doesn't really go back and be Arrow anymore, and how he becomes the Green Arrow is really cool, and like what he has to do to go back and save Star City. It used to be Starling City, now it's Star City. You'll see why if you watch the show. Excuse me. If you watch the show, you'll see why it's called Star City from now on, and why he has to go back and save Star City from Star City. Excuse me, I had to swallow some. I had to swallow some spit, and I said spit. I'm fine. Well, he had to go back and save Star City from Damien Dark, who will have a deeper connection with people in the Arrowverse. I guess you could call it the Arrowverse or something like that. Which you'll see why. And I know a few things up here, like what's going on this season of that. So what may happen. That could always change. But what I've heard is that Damien Dark has a very close connection with someone in Oliver's team. So let's just leave it at that. But yeah, I thought the season premiere was really good, and the shocker endings of who Damien Dark is working with, and let's just say you won't see that coming, and like to see this isn't part of anything, but see Laurel put on the Black Canary thing and her saving the boy, and he goes, "Wow, you're strong." I was cracked up like that's awesome, and but yeah, I thought they did a really good job of reintroducing everybody and stuff, and like we're gonna find out what's up with Speedy and stuff because she was put in the Lazarus Pit to save her life. So, and let's just say people who get put in the Lazarus Pit don't always come back the same. There's always something different up there. So, but we'll see what happens with that. The second biggest thing was the graveyard scene that Oliver was in at the end of the episode, and also that Barry showed up, and we see Oliver say Zoom, and Barry goes, yeah. So it's 6 months later, so we're going to see how the Zoom thing plays out on Arrow and Flash, which is really cool, and of course, and maybe on Legends of Tomorrow too. So let's see what happens there. But just they didn't say who was in the grave, but Barry says he was sorry he couldn't be there and stuff like that. So I wonder if I have some theories that maybe it was Diggle. Might be Felicity, because Barry looked really broken up about it too. So it could be Felicity. It could be Sarah, or else it could be Lance. It could be like Sarah and Laurel's father, who's the police chief and stuff. So we'll see what happens there. But like I said, definitely worth checking out On Demand. So check that on the CW app. It's free, or check it out on CWTV.com. Both free places to watch stuff, which is really cool. And they're official places to watch stuff too, and so it's really cool. The third season premiere I watched last week was Supernatural, and I thought they did a very good job of setting up what the darkness is. It's kind of like think 28 Days Later meets Supernatural Universe. So that's really cool. And like what happened when the darkness overtook the Impala at the end of last season, which I won't say. Excuse me, itchy. Just a little itch there. I won't say exactly how Dean meets the darkness and what her name may be and stuff like that, but I thought it was really cool that they were working with a cop, and that they were trying to figure out what the darkness, how to beat it, and what the consequences are for killing Death at the end of the last season, which we saw, so we won't say it about. So that's not a spoiler. We've seen that. So, maybe a little bit of spoiler, but nothing heavy into that. We'll figure out the consequence of that. And I love the final scene of like Sam and Dean talk on the phone, and then Dean reveals something Sam reveals, excuse me. This is going to be Sam's season, because last season was Dean's season. This is mainly Sam's season. That Sam was hiding rust they just discovered on his skin. So let's just put it that way. But man, this is really got up the ante for season 11 of Supernatural. Like I said in my post on Facebook last week, records are made to be broken, and It's kind of sad to see this, but Supernatural broke the Smallville record of longest running science fiction show in the United States. Well, longest running worldwide, and in the UK is Doctor Who, so it's second behind Doctor Who, I believe. So, it's sad to see Smallville's record get broken, but I'm glad it was a good show like Supernatural doing it. So congratulations to Sam and Dean and all the cast and crew, and Sam and Dean, Jared and Jensen, everybody behind the scenes and working on the show and everything like that. So it's good to see them that they broke it. It's 219 episodes now, and going and keeps going. So it's sad to see that they broke it. But I had to clear this out with my phone. Sorry. It's sad to see they broke the record because I wanted Smallville's record to last for a while longer. We know these records are made to be broken, especially on CW, and I don't know if they consider Seventh Heaven a part of WB/CW anymore. Sorry, it's in my piece of fuzz on my shirt. I don't know if they reference Seventh Heaven anymore. I guess they do still, but if they don't, then it's the longest running WB/CW show of all time. Which is really cool and stuff like that. So either way, I mean, congratulations to them. And like I said, there are no signs of it stopping. So I don't see it ending with anything close to 11 seasons. My guess is since they have all this stuff about unluckiness and unlucky number stuff, I wouldn't be surprised if they went 13 seasons. Honestly, because 13 sounds like a nice number to wrap it up, especially on that note on there. So I think it's really cool. Oh, what else do we got? I just wanted to say congratulations to Arrow. And Supernatural's ratings were down a little bit, but nothing like huge or that's just normal drop off. Congratulations to Arrow for having its best ratings since the 2012 series premiere of Arrow. So congratulations to them. Good job on that, guys, and keep going. I mean, you guys are reaching an apex. I think it's really going to be. Season 4 of Arrows could be like Season 4 of Smallville. It's one of their best seasons. It's lightening up considerably. We're not going to be like camping this like Bam and Pow and stuff like that with the old school Batmans, which I'm a fan of, by the way. But just like that, it's going to be lightening up from last season, which was really dark and stuff like that. So, but congratulations to Arrow, Flash, and Supernatural for the good ratings that they got. And Flash actually went up a little bit in the 1834, 18 to 42 demographic, which they wanted. So it's not too bad at all. Next up, what do we got? We got, I wanted to talk about this last week, but I held in. Daniel Craig has been saying some really nasty things, and I don't want to repeat half the stuff he says because it's cussing. And I don't know if it's frustration or it's exhaustion, but he was asked, if he would come back and reprise the role of James Bond for another movie, because Skyfall is going to be, Skyfall is the last one. He was supposed to come back after the last one. There was three movies and an option for a fourth or a fifth. He's back for the fourth one with Spectre. He's saying after Spectre he'd rather, and this is a quote, so please, I apologize for this quote. He said he'd rather slit his wrist than do this again. Really, Daniel? Really? I'm sorry, but unless those quotes were taken out of context really bad, I've lost a lot of respect for the man for saying that, because I have people I've known in the past who have, it's suicide does not sound to quote about Daniel Craig. I'm sorry, but I don't have, and I've never had friends do that, but I've had, people in my life that I've known, who have been in depression and stuff like that. That's all I'll say about it. I don't want to darken the mood or anything like that. Just saying that, Daniel Craig, for him to say that, for him to cuss and say, I don't give a, whoever plays the new 007 after him, that's really uncaring, that's really crass, and it's really disgusting that he's in such a bad place right now that he feels he has to say such nasty things about the franchise that made him a household name. And he was relatively well known beforehand. He was relatively known, but James Bond, I think it can't be argued that James Bond, maybe it can be, I don't know. It can't be argued that James Bond gave him his biggest starring role since, and he hasn't. And you know what? He's tried to do stuff like Golden Compass, and he's tried to do stuff like Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, and that's exactly, and Dream House, whatever it's called, and they weren't all exactly huge hits. They were good movies, but they weren't exactly huge hits like a Bond film. So for him to say this and show tremendous disrespect to every single fan that respected him and likes him, I like what he does. I don't hate him, I hate what he said. That's the quote. I don't hate you, I just hate what you said. He's coming very close to that edge of me being very angry. And you guys know me, I like to have a good time on here. I don't get angry very much. If I do, I usually joke around and say, I crack myself up sometimes. But, to see him say, and I knew he wasn't happy with it, but he didn't say anything bad. He goes, I might leave after. So I'm like, okay, that's him being tired and stuff like that. But for him to go on and say that stuff that he would say, that I'm not going to repeat, by the way, I'm sickened by the fact that he said that stuff. I'm sorry, but I've lost some respect for the man for him saying that. Because there are a lot of fans all over the world who talk smack about him being James Bond in the first place. And I don't mean you guys. I don't mean you guys who follow me. You guys who follow me are awesome. I mean people like other people who were haters in the beginning and said Bond is not blonde-haired and blue-eyed. And I was one of the ones who always defended him and said, I think this guy's going to be really good. And I'm a fan of Pierce Brosnan and all the guys. So the fact that he was my favorite for a long time, he's not my favorite anymore. It's Pierce again. Because of these comments, he'll be my second and my third favorite. Because I'm tired of this. He has no right to go up and just bash on these movies like that. I'm sorry you're tired, but when you're acting like a spoiled brat, like he is, and I don't mean to call names, I don't mean to do name calling or anything like that, and you guys know me, I like to lighten up, so I'll lighten up after this. I don't like when people like him act like spoiled brats. He's acting like a spoiled child who needs a nap and a cookie and a timeout, and I'm tired of it. Daniel Craig has no right to talk so cavalier and to talk so cruel about a fan base who supported him for what? It's been over 10 years. So I'm sorry I'm ranting, but it makes me sick that he said this. And I'm sorry that I'm ranting, but he's acting like a spoiled brat. He's acting like a Bieber. He's acting like Justin Bieber. He's acting like a lot of people. I'm not gonna say, I won't say their name too. I'm not gonna say. Let's just say she's on E a lot, so I'll just say it that way. I'm sorry, but I've lost a lot of respect. Unless those quotes were taken majorly out of context, then I've lost a lot of respect for that man. Because you absolutely do not talk about your fan base like that, man. You have more class than he's never acted like this before. As far as I know, he's a private person, he's got a wicked sense of humor, but the stuff he said was not funny. And it was not true. And you know what? If you're exhausted, I'm sorry, Craig. I'm sorry if you're exhausted. But you don't talk about fans, and you don't talk about movies like that. They gave you a lot of praise and a lot of hope to do a good job, and you've done a good job for 3 movies. I mean, like Quantum of Solace was even good because he was in it. But for him to outright bash the fan base and the movie base that's been around for over 50 years, makes me sick to my stomach. So excuse me excuse me for my rant here. I'm not mad at you guys. You guys are some of the most awesome people I've ever met. Thank you guys for following me on this Facebook. I'm sorry that I felt the need to rant and rave about Daniel Craig and his crybaby actions. He's being a little spoiled brat. And that's what I had to say about that. That's reserved. In the words of Peter Griffin, see, I'm lighting up now. In the words of Peter Griffin, it really grinds my gears. But I'm sorry, but you show more respect to the fan base that supported you for over 10 years and supported your sorry butt when other people backstabbed you and said how much you suck and how much your movies are gonna suck. I supported this man ever since the first day he stepped on set and ever since the first day they announced him. And for him to say he'd rather do what he said, you know me. I'm trying to line up. I just had the rant and rave. I'm sorry about that. My friend Lee and I are both big Bond fans, and I know she's not happy that he said this stuff either. And I know a lot of Bond fans who are like really sick to their stomach and calling him a little spoiled brat. And you know what? If the shoe fits, wear it, Daniel Craig, because you're acting like a spoiled brat. And I really hope that those words were taken out of context, my friend. Because if not, then I say bring on Tom Hardy, and we can show him, and we can show you how it's really done. That's just really grinds my gears. Sorry, I just had to say he's acting like a spoiled brat, and I'm tired of it. Okay, we're gonna lighten things up. We're gonna talk about TNA Total Nonstop Action. Last week TNA had their Bound for Glory pay-per-view, which is their big WrestleMania pay-per-view. I did not get together because it's like $50. So I'm not gonna pay $50. I pay $9.99 for WWE Network, which is awesome. So see, I'm lighting things up. Matt Hardy won the TNA World Championship. And he beat Ethan Carter III when Jeff Hardy took out Ethan Carter for the third. Cannot talk. He took out Ethan Carter III. And then Matt took out Drew Galloway with the Twist of Fate and pinned one. I think he pinned Drew Galloway and stuff and won the World Heavyweight Championship for Impact. And then the next day either the next day or the day afterwards, they make him. I don't know, it was the next day or day after. It's like maybe. No, it was 2 days after. The storyline has Matt Hardy dropping the belt already, rescinding it because Ethan Carter III got an injunction, so they couldn't have Matt Hardy on Impact in the storyline. I get you've had the storyline set up since July, which I really don't believe, by the way. But I think it's just sickening how you can't come up with a better way to have Matt Hardy lose. Then why even have him win the title anyway? If they taped Impact episodes with him, with Ethan Carter III, take stuff on my phone, sorry. With Ethan Carter III holding on to the title, then why even have Matt Hardy win the freaking thing anyway? It's just a slap in the face to Matt Hardy, and I wouldn't blame him if he went back to WWE or went to itchy. If he went back to WWE or went to another corporation, Ring of Honor said that. Lucha Underground would, I'm sure, take him because he's a tremendous athlete. Him and his brother are tremendous athletes, tremendous performers. It's just. Sloppiness. It not only is a slap in the face to Matt Jeff Hardy, it's a slap in the face to every single fan who wanted to see this happen. And then Ethan Carter, and Ethan Carter's a fantastic heel, by the way. He's a nice guy for what I've seen. He does a great job as a heel. But what makes me mad is that they give Matt the towel, and then they make him in the storyline rescind it and drop the towel because there's controversy. Really? 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 As Miz would say, really? I know it's bad Miz impression. It just feels like the just sloppy storytelling, and just it could have been done a better way. Like they could have had Matt, defend the title on Impact against Ethan Carter III on the week later, or the week after Bound for Glory, 2 weeks later or 3 weeks later, and just have him. But since they taped the episodes with Ethan Carter III still as the champion, they had to do something. It's really ridiculous. It's just sloppy storytelling. It's just plot holes everywhere and stuff. It just irritates me as a TNA fan, as an Impact fan. I've watched Impact for a long time, and I do respect a lot of these guys and girls who wrestle. So it's nothing against the wrestlers. It's the people in charge of the product who are hot-shotting these storylines and going full throttle with the angles who don't know what they're doing. It feels like they really do not know what they're doing. And they wonder why Destination America doesn't want them on there, along with that email that Dixie sent that ripped on one of the execs and stuff like that. So I'm not going to say they're canceled, because anyone who says they're canceled gets a warning from Dixie Carter and Pan Energy and TNA Wrestling. So I don't think they'll ever be canceled. I think someone else will pick them up. I think like WGN America is in the running and stuff like that. But it's just really sad that they hotshot these angles instead of taking their time and just like maturing the angles and stuff like that. No, it's like full rush through, like the GFW Global Force Wrestling versus TNA Wrestling, Total Nonstop Action Wrestling versus Impact Wrestling, whatever you call it. They hotshotted that angle, got rid of it in like a month. They lost all these wrestlers. They lost Rhino, they lost Flair, they lost Hogan, they lost Bischoff. Bischoff even has a court case against he's suing TNA because they screwed him up on that stuff, and just they lost all these wrestlers. That Kurt Angle's even leaving too. It's like, my goodness, something has to change with TNA, and they need a major change in management. Dixie Carter is not doing a good job. I don't know if it's Dixie Carter. I don't think it's Jeff Jarrett, because he sold his interest in TNA, his minority interest in TNA. They need a major overhaul of TNA, and I've said that for like years. They need a major overhaul. They lost Samoa Joe, they lost AJ Styles, they just lost James Storm to NXT. It's like, my goodness, guys, what are you doing? It's like, come on. It's like they can't make paydays. They can't do this, they can't do that. Something that TNA needs to change. I don't know if Vince needs to buy them out. I wouldn't be surprised if that happens down the line. They need some more management there. They need, like, cooler heads to prevail. They need a Vince McMahon to run ideas by and not Vince McMahon, Triple H, Stephanie McMahon, to run idea. Shane McMahon even. Shane McMahon would be really cool too. Shane, we love you, man. But even, they need an authority figure to run these angles by and make sure they're right. They're not hot-shotting angles. They're not screwing stuff up. They need a proper authority figure in back, like WWE has with Vince and Triple H and stuff, who run the company. And WWE is not perfect either, but TNA makes them look like a golden child. So that is what I'd say. It just seems really sloppy. It just seems like they're spitting in the face of fans over TNA. It's just like, it's gonna back up on them sooner or later, and they're gonna get, they're gonna go down the tubes. They're about to get kicked off Destination America, and I don't know where else they're gonna go. I don't think they'll ever be canceled, but I think someone else will buy them out. So I don't know. It's just what I heard the whole Matt Hardy thing. It's like, really, you're going that bad? You're that bad shape that you have to take the title off him less than 3 days later? Really? Just really sad. That just boggles my mind. Lastly, I've talked about this a little bit before, how to improve WWE, and got my list here. You've seen my list. I like to write things down so I don't mess anything up, I don't forget anything. I love WWE. My friend Leah and I, hi Leah. Leah, my friend Eric, all these people I follow on Twitter who follow me. You guys who follow me on Facebook know I love WWE. You guys are all fans of it. Leah's my good friend, hi Leah. She and I are both big fans of WWE. She doesn't watch it much, but she still watches it when she can. Ratings were down last week majorly, and I don't blame WWE as a whole for this. It's just, oh my gosh, some of the angles don't make sense. The Summer Rae Rusev thing, get rid of that angle, please. That's one of the ways to improve it. Get rid of that thing. How else could they fix it? They need to push people like Bad News, Wade Barrett / Bad News Barrett / King Barrett / they need to push him. Dean Ambrose needs to be pushed to the main event. That's what they're saying may happen since John Cena has to leave. Sorry about the noise. If you hear noise, it's a recycling truck outside. Ambrose is probably going to get a main event push once Cena leaves, because Cena's supposed to be taking time off in November or December or something like that, after the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view, which is what it's called, so it's fine for me to say it. After that pay-per-view, he's got to take time off. So Dean Ambrose will probably get pushed as the main event star. Cesaro needs to be pushed. Oh my gosh, this guy is so over with the fans. I mean, like, give him a run with the WWE title, WWE World Heavyweight Championship title. Give him a run with the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. Even if it doesn't work out, at least you're trying your stuff. You don't have to take it off him right away. But I remember when they gave like Orton a shot when he was first coming up, and he's like the youngest champion in WWE history. They gave Lesnar a shot. They gave Kane a shot. And that's nothing against Kane or anybody like that. I'm just saying that they took chances. They need to take chances again. Give Cesaro the title. Reigns is almost there. He's getting there. He's very close. Excuse me. Not sure if I your groceries at that. He's very, very, very close. Give him a run with it. When it's not, I say WrestleMania, we give him a shot. We give him another shot and give him a run with the title. I think he's just about there. He's reached the peak. He's got to break through the glass ceiling. He's got to get that brass ring, whatever it's called. I think we'll see him with the title soon. Bray Wyatt's another one. I think Bray Wyatt's ready. I think all these guys need to be pushed to the next level. You can't make new stars unless you give them chances, unless you take chances with them. Give them the ball, let them run with it. I appreciate Rollins. They gave Rollins a chance, and it's not working out as much as they would like it to. I say maybe now what they should do is take the title off Rollins for a while, let him chase it. What they could do is they could build one of these guys up as a major babyface like Wade Barrett, King Barrett, Cesaro, Reigns. Build him up as a major babyface. Have him chase at the title, and Triple H gets fed up with Rollins and says, "You know what? You're defending your title at Survivor Series. We're tired of you garbage." And then they build, and then they have a tournament like what they did when they had the tournament stuff that, and whoever wins the tournament on Raw gets to fight. Sorry, it's in my case there. Gets to fight Rollins for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship, and they get down to it, and then in the match, Triple H comes out and distracts Rollins, and is like, he goes and gets the belt or something like that, the title, and it's like walking away with it. And Rollins goes, "What the heck are you doing? What the heck are you doing?" And Triple H looks at him and goes and points behind him, and there's Barrett, and he just gives him the bullhammer full speed, and then wins the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. And then Triple H gets in the ring and hugs him, and it's revealed that it's been a screw job the whole time. And then the next night, Raw goes, "Seth thought he was the future. We thought he was the future at first, but he wore out his welcome. He's not the future, he's the past. This man's the future. This man I'm going to introduce, ladies and gentlemen, Bad News Barrett," or whatever we want to call him and stuff like that. And they bring him out and they give him the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. He goes, "I worked my butt off for this." He's like, and I wasn't getting anywhere, and you guys were all supporting me, but I wasn't getting anywhere. Then the Authority came to me with this plan to screw over Seth Rollins and give me the WWE World Heavyweight Championship, and how could I say no to that, because I've earned this. It's like, ever since I was in Nexus, I've earned this title. And like that Seth Rollins comes out, no music, just comes out through the crowd like Owen Hart used to do, and like Matt Hardy used to do when he was attacking Edge. And like he attacks Bad News Barrett or whoever they grab for. It could be Cesaro, it could be Reigns, stuff like that. Reigns might not be a bad idea, because they could say like, you booed me, and before I went to get my surgery, you were cheering me, and now you're booing me, and you chant all this garbage at me. He's like, the heck with you, I'm turning heel, and I don't care what you guys say. And it's like, kind of like what The Rock did. He's like, I don't have to deal with this stuff anymore. But if it's Barrett, and like, Rollins comes in and attacks over behind Triple H slaps him or said that, and pedigrees him or said that, or he blocks the pedigree too, and then he turns around to a bullhammer, and then Wade picks him up for Wasteland and just drops him, and then Triple H says, "You're never getting the title." He's like, "You have to, if you want this title back, you have to go through me. You'll see me at TLC," and like he beats at TLC and stuff like that. And then he's like, "You have to beat Wade Barrett, and you have to beat these people to get your title back." So it kind of puts him over as a babyface. And also I think that they need to get that Money in the Bank thing away from Sheamus, because he's held the title. It's nothing against Sheamus, he's a good talent, but he's held the title before. So I think it should be something like Ambrose, Cesaro, Barrett, Reigns, Wyatt. They should beat Sheamus for a title. They did that with Kennedy, because they thought Kennedy was injured, so they had Edge beat him. They did it with Kennedy before, because they thought he was injured, but they had Edge beat him. And then once whoever wins the title from Sheamus wins the briefcase, gets to hold it for a year from the day they won it. So then they wouldn't have to worry about doing another Money in the Bank match for a while. And then maybe if they did, they could always have them win it like at WrestleMania or something like that, or WrestleMania or Royal Rumble or something like that. And then I think that'd be a good way to push more of these guys and get the ratings up and stuff like that. And that's just all I wanted to say for that today, guys. Sorry about my rant here about Daniel Craig. I just don't like when people insult films that we like and stuff like that. You know me. I'm lighthearted. I like to have fun, but I don't like when people treat fans like junk. So you know me. That's it for today, guys. I'll be back next week with a brand new video showcase. Thank you for liking my stuff. I like doing my stuff. I like having fun. Thanks for letting me rant and rave and stuff like that. I will talk with you next week. I'm going to go to coffee. I have not had my coffee yet. I'm going to get coffee. Go to some macaroni cheese. Go eat something. Go do something cool. Go have fun. I will talk with you guys later. Enjoy Flash, Arrow, and Supernatural. Enjoy WWE Raw and SmackDown this week. All this week. We got 2 weeks until Supergirl comes back. And I hope you guys enjoy that too. It's going to be really cool. Until it premieres. So have a good time, guys. I will talk with you later. Bye, guys.